Hey everybody, I'm Nicole Spitler of All Designs Equine and welcome to my door. I'm really excited to be making this racing saddle Kentucky Derby wreath. Come on in, let's get started. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out some really cool, new and different Kentucky Derby themed wreath that I could do, and I think I have succeeded with this racing saddle wreath. This is kind of a takeoff on the very iconic and overdone Jockey Silks door hanger that you may have seen, and this is a much more interesting version of that. So just like all my other wreaths that I do and all my other saddle wreaths, I hand draw everything out first and map it out so I have all the pieces, so it's a layered 3D look. And what makes this one really spectacular is the checkerboard saddle pad. If you're interested in making this wreath along with me, I actually sell the kit, both blank and painted. I will link the kit in the description box below, so you can always refer to this video at a later time. The kit doesn't come with an English stirrup or a racing stirrup. I'm going to be using just a regular old English iron, and you can use whatever iron you would like. You can order an authentic racing stirrup if you want to do that, but I'm going to use just a regular English riding stirrup. We're going to first put the saddle pad together. It's in 3 pieces, so I'm going to hot glue everything together, and then it's easy peasy, it's done. So I'm going to glue the saddle onto the pad. I'm going to leave a little area so I can slip the quote unquote leather through the saddle so that we can hang the stirrup. So make sure that you leave a little space when you're gluing that together. It's pretty easy. It's just a matter of fitting all the pieces together, and I'm going to slip the leather through that area and staple it on the back, and then I'm going to start adding the other pieces of the saddle to get that really cool 3D look. If you're confused about where it goes, you can just always refer to this video or look at the picture of the wreath. As you're going to be able to see, this wreath has a lot of different layers. I'm going to add the billets behind. So there's the billets that are going to lay behind the saddle, and then there's the saddle pad and the saddle and the pieces that go on top of the saddle, like the seat, etc. And then the final layer is going to be the riding bat. The riding bat obviously is what encourages the horse to run faster. So we're going to glue that straight on the saddle, and that's where we're going to put our beautiful roses. I actually owned a grandson of Secretariat, and Secretariat was a fantastic Triple Crown winner, of course. I'm sure you all know that, but what you might not realize is that the reason he was so amazing is that he had a birth defect, which they found later in an autopsy, that his heart was bigger than normal. So it was actually like a birth defect, but it worked for him because he had great staying power. That's why he also did not have a lot of, he didn't sire a lot of good running horses because he didn't actually pass on his birth defect. And I also owned a grandson of Secretariat. Now, that was my dressage horse, but he still was a wonderful off-the-track thoroughbred. And I would always highly recommend Off the Track Thoroughbreds for any discipline, as they're super smart, have a lot of heart, and are very athletic. So I'm going to glue the styrofoam directly onto the riding bat, and then I'm going to start laying down the greenery, and then I'm going to add some white flowers before I put the roses in. It's a very simple design, very linear, and then the big beautiful red rose in the middle. So if I had to pick a favorite racehorse, I'm sure I would pick Secretariat. A close second, Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit was like the Rocky Balboa of racehorses, because he was small and he was a total underdog, and he came back and he wins, and then he loses, and then he wins. So if you haven't seen that movie, even if you don't like racehorses, you would love that movie, because it's just so inspiring. And it's also historical because it takes place in the Great Depression. So it's uplifting and it's sad, and I just love that movie, and I've watched it 1,000 times. But I would love to know, who's your favorite racehorse? Drop it in the comments below. Let me know. I would be very interested to see who would come out on top. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this very super cool and really unique racing saddle wreath. Hopefully you join me next Saturday. Join me next Saturday at 5 o'clock when I have new videos coming your way, and I'm going to try to think of something very unique again. And if anyone has any ideas, please drop them in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Until then, I will see you next Saturday. Remember, the door is always open.